Oh, please forgive me. This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. I'm just trying something out. Just trying something out. I'm just trying something out. I'm trying to set everything back up. And it's like trying to remember everything to do again. Basically. I'm trying to fix it where I can receive y'all comments. And I might have it now because I see where it's a hey family, but it's Twitter and Twitch and my Yahoo YouTube. I mean, so I'm trying to fix it where like when y'all text like comment from my other pages like Lavelle Copeland and Stevie Copeland and my regular Stephen Copeland 909 at yahoo.com page, which is my public page that's sends stuff across the country. But anyway, I'm just sitting here, y'all. I'm bored. Y'all know I'm on the box, so I can't go but so far. I'm trying to download this stuff for ASAP that they want me to download, so that way, when I want to put something in, like if I have appointments somewhere, I can do all that stuff. I want to see how far I can go as far as like walking outside to dump the trash, and not only that, if I can just walk around, some. Cause sitting in here, I'm telling you, sitting in here, I am bored. But I'm grateful to be home. I don't want to sound like I'm truly ungrateful because I'm not. I'd rather be home than to be sitting behind bars. I'm telling y'all, I'd rather be home than to be sitting behind bars. And as a civil rights or human rights advocate, y'all, I didn't ask for this, and this is what I keep trying to tell y'all. It was like, I'm sitting in the church, and I'm sitting up in the balcony, and the Holy Spirit hit me and said, I need you more out there on the streets than in here, And basically, that's where I've been. Now, I'm trying my best not to. Because I know a lot of people. I know a lot, I'm telling you, of people. People know my work as far as what I do to try to help, people turn their lives around. And now, understand, I have 31 years clean from that lifestyle, from that destructive lifestyle, from the drugs, from the alcohol, from trying to be that hustler and all that type of stuff. So that's why I don't have a problem with sharing that, because I do want people to know that we can turn our lives around and become productive members of society. I'm talking about like I'm sorry, y'all. I'm talking about like your ex-offenders, your returning citizens who screwed up, and want to do better now. Those are the people that I try to keep lifting and encouraging and motivating, to let them know that you can become a productive member of society. You do not have to go back to that old lifestyle. You do not have to practice that stuff again. It's a day at a time, though, because now, mind you, I'm no different than anybody else. I started strengthening the community and I did the LLC. So it's business rather than a nonprofit. But I am going to put my nonprofit under my LLC because I can do that as well. You know, um, I can subcontract. Now I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to share this. I have personal experience in helping people to walk out of certain situations or trauma or drama that in their lives that they're still struggling with in the here and now. See, I use my personal, what people taught me. I can't go wrong with that. I use my personal experience to help other people to continue helping myself. I know how to take a daily inventory. All right, Steve, what's going on with you? Why is you acting like this? Why is you behaving like that? I know how to take that time out and actually go into a state of prayer and meditation to listen to God's answer. Mainly if I'm asking him a question or I'm talking to him about something. That's how simple I try to keep my relationship with God. It's between me and God. I want everybody to like me. I want people to appreciate me, but that's not how life is. Some people, if you don't have it in you, deep down in you, if you don't know how to love within you, if you don't have that love and compassion and that warmth inside of you, you won't know how to give it back. You won't. And that's our problem. We don't know how to, if you don't know how to love yourself, and anytime you come in my life because of what people had done for me, first of all, communication. You have to learn how to communicate. And that's talk with each other. So in other words, other than that, that's any type of relationship. You got to learn how to communicate with each other. But the most important part of it with the individual, you have to learn to be honest with yourself. You have to learn to have faith back in yourself. You have to learn to trust back in yourself. In those areas where you might have low self-esteem and stuff, you gotta say encouraging words and motivating words to lift your insides up. And say it until you feel it and start believing it in yourself. Understand, as a human being, I wouldn't care if I was a billionaire, a trillionaire, if I was a superstar, if I was an actor. Look, I'm no better than you. I'm human. And those are the things I used to have to tell myself until I really began to believe it and feel it in the inside. You know, Michael Jackson, singer, dancer, you know, well, y'all know, musician, all that. The president of the United States, I had to tell myself they ain't no better than me, they human. And I had to keep saying it until I believed it. I ain't got to look my head down like my eyes down and put my head down like this when I'm greeting you or something. I can look you right in your eyes and understand that's not something that came overnight. I had to start believing in myself. So, and that's all I be trying to do with other people, y'all, that might be dealing with low self-esteem, that feel like their life is not worth it. And as a human being, I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't care what people think about me. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. I try not to. Let me put it like that. But as a human being, I do. I try not to let it like weigh me down, stop me from doing what I believe God called me to do. And the best way I can tell you how I know the difference between what I do and what God has called me to do is I have to look at my past life of not practicing that way of life. That's how I know in here and now that I'm basically lined up with the will of God. Do I walk on water? No. Do I profess to walk on water? No. I'm a sinner saved by grace, you know, and I understand that very clearly. You know, he gave his life so that I may have life and have it more abundantly. Now, some people might not believe that, and that's okay. You might not believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You might not believe in that. And that's okay. I felt like that was a privilege for me, to be honest with you, that God, like just reading and studying the word itself, and then the Creator introduced me to who he was or is in the flesh. And if you look at Genesis, right, the Creator, he said, let us create man in our own image, in our own likeness, right? So he took the form of a human being back then. Then when you look in John, it talks about that again in the beginning. Basically, he was in the beginning. Now, a lot of people don't believe that because of the way you're being taught. But what I had to understand, right, for me, I stopped see, sometimes I have a very poor choice of words. I had to learn to stop. Like, I don't like people preaching to me no more. I don't. If you're going to talk with me, share your experience, stuff like that. But I had a bad experience in that sense where it had me look in my mind trying to figure things out. And I had to understand that whatever God says in his word, or whatever they inspired. So we can say whatever God said in his word, just believe what it is. Have faith. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to change it. But see what happened too, people had told me early on to pray for sight beyond sight, to see the truth behind God's word. Now understand, I read Matthews, Mark, Luke, John, Peter, Timothy, James, Jude, Paul. I read their account of walking with Christ during that time. I read that. But then when I go into the Old Testament, the prophets, the messengers, I'm trying to think of some of the titles that they carried. But the point was how God used ordinary people. I'm an ordinary man that used to struggle through a lot as a child and who overcame a lot of that stuff. Just like my Muslim brothers, right? Now, I wanted to know who was Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad. Why did God chose him? And the guy had me this book that I was able to read. And it was written in Arabic too, right? Did I say the name right? Now, anyway, it helped me to understand the human being, why God favored him. The same with like David, the same with Jonah, the same with Abram, then his name became Abraham. Jonah, Job, Moses, Habakkuk, Zephaniah. Your major prophets, your minor prophets in the Old Testament. Good afternoon. And I'm only saying this right because I started realizing that I'm walking in the footsteps, going through the trials and tribulations. I ain't like it. I don't like it. I don't mean I ain't like it. I don't like it. But I know that, ministering the word, and I don't look at myself as a minister. I look at myself more as a warrior, as a fighter for Christ. And it's all about our less fortunate people. God took me right to Moses. When God told Pharaoh, go tell Moses, let my people go. So if you look at what's going on in the here and now, they're still enslaving our people. A lot of this stuff I didn't understand for the longest time. It wasn't until I started getting more involved in community stuff that I began to understand that how the inner city, because they are the most vulnerable ones, if you live in a middle class life and above, it's not about you because you're doing everything where you won't have to. The ones that really don't have to rely on the government and all of that. And I think that's you, Van, because I told you before, it came in. Oh, Rainbow Man, I'm sorry. I was thinking about Van. I'm sorry, Rainbow Man. How you been? Um, so so I won't get off track too much. Um, Going back to Moses, right? When God told Moses, sometimes I like to play with the words, right? God told Moses to go tell Pharaoh, told that Negro, I said, let my people go. They not his people, they my people. And when you read up, right? Um, when the I want to make sure I say it right because sometimes I be in my head with stuff and I try to share it from my spirit. So when you hear me stuttering, that's because I'm here. But if I just listen to my spirit, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, Baltimore City, and my passion is to help us get out of that. Not just me now. I'm not by myself. I deal with a lot of nonprofits, organization, other. No, I'm not a pastor, but I'm not a pastor myself. But I did get ordained deacon. I just dropped the title. It's just a title. It's a man-made title, and I just call myself a warrior and a fighter for Christ. Because of the relationship. That's all. Um, and I do my best in living right. I ain't perfect, Rainbow. I ain't perfect. I don't even strive to be perfect. I just try to be the best person I can be on a daily basis. That's all. And helping his people. But now let me go back, cause what happened when I got locked up, right? And a lot of y'all know what happened during that time. God, I read right back through um, the whole Bible. God took me from Genesis to Revelations to basically show me what I'm doing, as far as fighting for his most vulnerable people. Now, see, you got a lot of us that gets on here and we'll talk great and sound so profound and deep. I basically walk what I talk. Whatever I say that I'm going to do, I do. I'm not one that talks one way and go the opposite way. That's not how I roll. you know. And I learned that with dealing with my children and everything. They hear what we say, but they watch what we say too. They watch us. So you can tell them one thing, but if you doing it, they like, well, you doing it, why I can't do it? So I had to understand that my kids and my family members, because I raised my nieces and nephews too. So the thing is with me saying that is I walk what I talk. And I want so many of us, and I have to go to the black race mainly. I want us to stand up and fight for what we want out of life. For our civil rights, our equal rights, and our constitutional rights. And like I said, most of the people that's being taken advantage of is your people that depends on the state and the government for assistance. Those are the ones that they keep their foot on their necks. I didn't see this years ago. Years ago, I didn't see this. It wasn't until I became a community activist with Communities United of Baltimore, Maryland. I call Communities United of Baltimore, Maryland the baby branch of the NAACP because we fight here in Baltimore City. In Baltimore City, we fight for the democracy of black people in the poor communities. So basically what we do, we encourage and motivate you to get up and fight for the things that you want out of life. Mainly in your community. If your community is falling apart, the goal for us to come in to help you regain control over your community. Now, Communities United of Baltimore, Maryland don't provide a service. But because of the work I do, strengthening the community, see, I comes in, because that's my business. I provide a service. Communities United don't. We'll empower you. Same way with me. We will empower you to get up and go back out and be productive members of that society that you're in. But with me, and my business is to take you by the hands and actually walk you through. So I try not to let that conflict with Communities United beliefs and what I do on a personal note. Now, I don't care if you got your master's degree, your bachelor's degree, your BA, your CA in addiction, in theology, in counseling, in therapy, and stuff like that, psychiatry. I don't care. You might understand what bipolar is, what schizophrenic is, what depression is. Understand, I understand, and I didn't even do my research to study. So basically, to people like myself, it's an addictive personality. Now, you got some people who, to me, you know, when they was younger, cause you got to get to the root cause of why people have that chemical imbalancement within their brain. You got to get to the root cause. You can sit there and diagnose them all you want, because that's what you're doing. You're diagnosing them. But then when you take somebody like me that actually done the footwork on self, I can tell you why and what's going on with me personally. See, I can share with you and what I do to work on those things. I was going to say to eliminate them, right? I walk through certain processes. The same way y'all go out and you do your research, you read and you study, people like myself, where y'all think they get that information from? From doing research with people like us to write them down for y'all to study. So you're getting my own personal experience. So it's not to knock you because you had to go and become certified, and some of y'all had personal experience with it. So y'all know how to approach. Y'all know how to speak in a certain way, and to me, be honest with you, look so freaking phony. How are you doing today? Because you're taught how to talk in a certain way to do your, I'm going to say, like detectives, investigations. You're going to talk to me, talk to me. Just talk to me. Don't come to me like you trying to dig and do research and looking for me to say certain things. Because if you know me as an honest man, I'm going to tell you the truth. Do not tell me how to, if you ask me a question, listen to what I'm saying. If you ask me a question, officer or Mr. Detective, wait for the answer. Don't tell me how to answer. Because now you wants to control the narrative. Well, that's all you got to do is say yes or no. No, I don't. You ask a question, I'm going to explain it. And I had a detective get mad at me. I was being sarcastic. I was being smart. I could have said yes or no, or guess what? Check this one out. Maybe. Because you want to dominate the conversation. Prosecutor, I'm ready to play with you. I'm ready to play. You got a role to play, and I got one too. Because number one, if you want to know the truth, I'm going to share the truth. You can play with it all you want. Because in my case, and not to go too deep, whatever happened, y'all going off of lies. And I see it. I see it. And now, I will ask you questions I guarantee you cannot answer it. You will not be able to answer it. Know why? Because you going off a lie. I've been asked y'all, who house I supposed to have done a home invasion on. I supposed to have done a burglary on. Y'all will not tell me. Know why? Because it was my own rental property and business. The person made y'all think I came from somewhere else down to somebody's house. And y'all falling for it. It's business for me. And the reason why I'm sharing that, because I shared that back in March. And I asked y'all, who's the victim? Who house? Could nobody answer? The judge, the prosecutor, none of y'all. It was my property, my rental property and stuff. And I shared all this before it, once I got locked up back in March, the 12th. Gonna charge me with home invasion on my own property that I have a lease to, that I do my business out of. It's like a transitional housing program. Independent living, from temporary to permanent housing. When you graduate from my housing program, you get the key to your affordable place. Did y'all do your research on that? And I'm talking about back in March when I was telling y'all all of this. Do your research. You did it to get your law license, right? Do your research, do your investigation. Go on my Facebook page, go on my Google page, it'll tell you about me. That's all you gotta do is listen to my big mouth now. I'm telling you about me. So whatever you discovered that I don't know about, tell me your lie. Because if you can't tell me about Steve Copeland, Stephen Lavelle Copeland, tell me about me, because I done told y'all about me. What you gonna tell me any different about me? I want to know. I want to know, what did you find out about me that I don't know about me? Prosecutor. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm waiting. Out of everything, I'm waiting for you to tell me about me what I don't know about me. Because if it's anything you're going to tell me about Stephen Lavelle Copeland, you're a lying piece of trash. Because I talk about me all the time. People can tell you that all the time I talk about Steve Copeland. If I'm doing something I ain't got no business doing, I'm going to tell you. And then I'll correct whatever I'm doing that's wrong to make it right. As far as, we fall down, we get up, we make mistakes. Because that's something I'm going to learn from. So I'm waiting. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Because I want to sit there and I want you to tell me about me. Tell me something I don't know about me. I can't wait. I cannot wait. What did you discover about me that I don't know about me? You played with somebody else with that bull junk. And if y'all texting on my other page, I can't see it. I was trying to fix it where I can get it over here, like all my texts from my other pages and stuff. So I was trying to fix it where people text me from, if you sending a message to like Lavelle Copeland, Stevie Copeland, and the other little social media pages that I have, where I can't read your text on this main program that I'm broadcasting from. And I'm not going to be too long. Oh my goodness, because it's almost a half an hour. But anyway, I'm not going to hold this up too long because this is recording over on YouTube. So just keep in mind, if you ever want to follow me, you can go to YouTube, Steve Copeland. It might be Copeland, Stephen 59, but it's basically, you follow Steve Copeland. If you look me up on Google, it will tell you the other social media pages that I'm hooked to. I'm connected with LinkedIn and all of that. So if I go on from here, from where I'm at right now, if I go on this live from here, it'll broadcast to all those other platforms. So that way, but like I said, I'm gonna try to fix it where whatever comments come from other pages, my social media pages, I'll be able to read them right here. But as time go on, I am going to bring other people on to the platform so we can talk about stuff. The crisis in Baltimore City. I love my city. I don't have no plans on moving nowhere else. I don't have no plans on going nowhere else. I'm 62 years old. What am I going to run from? I need to learn to feel safe and move forward in the city that I'm in, because I can leave out of here and go to another state or city and it be just as worse there than it is here. You know, so basically you make the best out of where you at. You know what I mean? And I got on these glasses. I can't stand these things because they bifocals at the bottom. So a lot of times I had to look at the bottom to see out. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'm not understanding a lot, right? Because I know I'm a good-hearted person. I know I'm a good person. I'm not making money with the business yet and stuff like that. But I am looking for workers. I am looking for volunteers. Just come and work with me. And as time go on, where the business or the nonprofit, I can put you up. Those that, you know, looking for a salary, but don't come thinking that the next 6 months. Prayfully it will, but I don't know. I know God got this. God got this. But this is business and this is nonprofit work for me as well. That's one of the reasons why I didn't run for politics, because you can't mix politics and business. Please hear what I'm saying. Please hear what I'm saying, so you will stop wondering why they're not doing enough work in the city for us. Please. I was asked to run for 12th District, House of Delegates. But when I found out I couldn't continue running my personal business, my LLC, I said, why in the hell should I run? Because it's all about grassroots work, building back up in our communities. And keep in mind, everybody that lives in the inner city is not black. So I help people, period. And this is something God laid on my spirit. So if you hear me say I, and I'm going to do it again, because many are called and few tend to obey that calling. So what I'm saying is you have to humble yourself to become obedient to the word of God. So it's not being like me being me. No, it's because I had to humble myself, because I don't have to do this. I don't have to do this. I can turn around and keep moving. I ain't gotta waste my time in trying to help our homeless and less fortunate people and then become a target against people that don't want to see change. And I'm talking about like our local leaders and politicians. Because y'all know I got a big mouth and I speak out a lot. That's why I say my mouth is my biggest weapon. I'm not trying to be smart for fighting for the kingdom. And yes, sometimes I get scared because I don't know who out there might want to hurt me. And a lot of y'all don't do it because guess what? You don't want to put your life on the line. I'm 62 years old. And I'm quite sure I'm going to die one day. But I guarantee you, y'all be talking about this big mouth dude for the rest of your life. I guarantee it. Because of what I do, thank God. And the organizations that I deal with, thank God. So I done prayed, I'm praying and I'm asking them to help me be more conservative, bougie, watch my mouth, be more professional, be more fake and phony looking with it. Come on, y'all, I'm just trying to keep it real. If I hurt, I hurt. As a 62-year-old man, if I want to cry and scream like a little girl, I'm going to cry and scream like a little girl. But guess what? I'm a 62-year-old man, and that ain't going to change that. You know why? Because I'm a man, and I stand up. That ain't changed. So don't underestimate it as a sign of weakness. It's not a sign of weakness. It takes a lot of courage to do what people like myself do. Mainly when you feel like you're traveling by yourself. This is a lonely journey. I wanted that Martin Luther King go through this. I wanted that people like Malcolm X go through this, even though you got the multitude. But the point is, when you by yourself, people will come and support you. I get more support from white people than I do black people. And that's a shame. They help fight more for our rights than we stand up and fight for our rights. I'm telling you. I done spoke out on the $15 minimum wage twice. We got it passed. The organization that I'm with helped Bill Henry and them get that bill passed for slumlords to become licensed landlords, and housing authority as well. They have to fix up their, what I would say, million houses they got. But they supposed to fix up their stuff too. And they have a certain time frame to do it. They ask for extension because they have to get them houses, the affordable houses, the low income housing, residents, people that renters' rights. That's what I'm trying to get to. They have rights too. A girl just called me the other day. She was paying $12.50. She got behind in some stuff. Now she paying $12.50. She was paying $2.50. I'm sorry. I said, know what? Because I'm on the box. It's nothing much I can do. I can make phone calls, don't get it wrong. But I told her to call Communities United and ask for the community organizer. They get paid for the housing part. What I'll do is what they can't do, then I'll reach out to somebody above them. That's how I roll. Don't get mad at me because I'll step over you and everybody else to go to the director of housing. Don't get mad at me because I will go to the director of homeless services so they can pass the buck down so I can do what I gotta do. Sometimes you gotta go through the sources, the right sources. Don't get mad at me. I didn't ask for this. And it's almost 40 minutes. So, this is on my couch conversation. And I said I'm trying my best not to make them too long. But when I do come on here, I'm going to talk for like 45 minutes. When we start the couch conversation for the Baltimore's Real Team Talk from 2 to 2:45. I want them to talk about issues and then talk about the solution. Everything has a drama part to it. You know what I mean? But then talk about what we do, what we're doing to turn it around or get better. And see, a lot of y'all don't like hearing that because I be sitting up here talking about ways and means to slow stuff down. Looking for the solution. And I understand today some stuff is just not going to stop, but we can slow it down by gaining control over it. Guns going to always pour in the city, but guess what? They don't have to pour in at the rate that they are. Because our people using them to kill each other off like crazy. I was reading into the 13th Amendment. And slavery was abolished. No, the 13th. Slavery was abolished. But the only time, but guess what? It's a catch to it too. When you break the law and become a criminal, now you're a ward back to the state. You are a slave. I love y'all, and that's where I'm at now because I'm trying to focus on the Constitution, and then the amendments, and then the ratification. What date or what year did they change certain things? I don't have to do this. But I do it so that way, we can fight for the people that's being wrongfully injusted. Well, you know what I mean. Okay? So don't get it wrong. I'm just trying to get better at fighting for us. So I love y'all, and I'm out of here. And I might go on my regular live. I don't know because I'm bored. But right now, this is 40 minutes, and I don't want to make my restream, my live streams too long. Love y'all, and I'm out. Let me see how I can block the cut. Oh, I love y'all, and I'm out. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. I love you. Thanks, Rainbow. I just don't want to make this too long, bro. Take care. Well, I don't know. I'm sorry because I see Rainbow, so I'm not sure. Rainbow Man. Thanks, man. I don't want to make this too long. Okay. Take care.